Hey guys, it's Franky. Welcome to the think tank. So, I want to talk a little bit more about Lori Vallow. Her court case starts Monday. So, in the meantime, they are trying to keep JJ's biological grandparents out of the courtroom at certain times. So, I just kind of wanted to go over this with you and see what you think. So, go back up here. I really am interested to know what you guys think of what's been going on. So, The Sun, family fury shock twist in Lori Vallow's case as cult mom. Legal team demands certain non-victims are excluded from the wild trial. They're very descriptive. So, alleged cult mom Lori Vallow's defense team has earned another late victory in court leading up to her high-profile trial in Idaho for unaliving her two children and her husband's ex-wife. Judge Stephen Boyce issued an order on Wednesday to exclude certain witnesses from sitting in on others' testimony at the upcoming trial on Monday, April 3rd. It's right around the corner. So I just squeezed this in on Wednesday. If you guys, I don't know if you heard of it or not, but yeah, just squeezed it in. What have you done, woman? Beautiful kids, right? Tylee and JJ. So victims who are also testifying witnesses will be able to submit a petition to the court to be excluded from the order. However, Judge Boyce has yet to send out the petitions with less than a week to go before her trial starts. Yeah, 3 days. The ruling was issued to prevent issues down the line if a witness decides to change their testimony after hearing the testimony of other witnesses who went on the stand. Yeah, I wonder if there's other motivations, right? Larry and Kate Woodcock are the grandparents of Joshua or JJ and really want and expected to sit in on this trial. The defense claims that because Kay could be called to testify, she should be excluded from portions of the trial. Defense attorney Jim Archibald told Judge Boyce that Kay isn't a victim because she isn't the grandmother. So Lori Vallow's team says that Colby Ryan, the oldest, is the only one who meets the legal definition of a victim. Not only is he the oldest, he's the only one that has survived her. And Colby Ryan is the only one who qualifies under the statute to remain in the courtroom as a victim, but we do not believe the Woodcocks meet that definition, is what Archibald has said. If they're intending to be called as witnesses, we ask that they be excluded. In the name, so this is Grandma or Kay. Her son terminated parental rights. She's not a grandma. So what do you guys think of that? Is that the way it works? The guy gives up custody of the child, and as he does that, he's also taking like the grandparents and their right away? I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think of that. So in defense of JJ's grandparents, state prosecutor said to tell a grandparent that they're not allowed to watch the trial of the person who unalived their grandson, I think we're running out of what's intended by this statute and the Constitution. Larry and Kay Woodcock meet the definition of what a victim is, the state added. Judge Boyce will make this determination on whether or not Kay meets the legal definition of a family victim at a later date. So her defense team earned another late victory on Wednesday after Judge Boyce took the death penalty off the table. So there was a couple of things that were discussed during that last get together with the lawyers. There was quite a bit done on Wednesday when she got into the court. Like I said, I'm kind of surprised that, oh, woohoo, yeah, it's windy, it's stormy, it's, whew. It's whatever, right? Okay, so Idaho cult mom. I just love that. Lori Vallows seeks to keep slain child's grandparents from court. And that is what they're doing. So let's see here.
I want court-ordered justice. Back to you, Nate Eaton. How is this going to be proven? You mentioned text messages and phone calls and emails. Tell me, what do you know?
Well, we also know that there's witnesses. In fact, one of the key, not witnesses to the murder, but Lori's best friend was here the last time JJ was seen alive. In fact, she testified that Alex Cox carried JJ out in those same pajamas the night before JJ was allegedly buried in Chad Daybell's house. And that very day, Lori had been talking about how JJ had turned into a zombie, that he was climbing all over the counters, that he knocked down a picture of Jesus. She was telling this best friend that. So that's pretty strong evidence there, I would imagine. You mentioned, is this a death penalty case? Yes, it could be. The prosecution has to say within 60 days if they're going to pursue the death penalty. A lot of people think the theory is that Chad and Lori may welcome that, to see them die as martyrs for their cause. If they truly believe religious belief.
Child murder? Killing your spouse just so you can shack up in a motel and have sex with somebody? What, it's over in 20 minutes and then what?
Well, remember, Chad and Lori, Chad especially, believed they were the leaders of the 144,000 who would usher back the second coming.
Would you please stop talking about their zany beliefs? Please. They're using that as justification. Don't you remember? D-Day's already come and gone. Wasn't it last summer that the world was supposed to come to an end? Haven't we gone over and over and over the part in the Bible that says very clearly, nobody knows when this is going to happen? I think, didn't even Christ say, I don't even know when it's going to happen? So how does Tammy Daybell know it's going to happen? But stop. You sound like you actually believe it, Nate Eaton. Can I get you out of the weeds and back into the middle of the road? The facts, the evidence. I want to hear, do you really believe they've got text messages? And would these two be that stupid to text about murder?
I think so.
There is gigabytes and gigabytes and terabytes of evidence in the cloud, of electronic evidence, of texts, of Google searches, of emails. And the indictment goes into a little bit about it.
Please tell me.
Amazing. Just absolutely. Please tell me. I'll get that back in there. So, yeah, I think they're that unsmart, right? They're not that bright, these two. So the grandparents of JJ Vallow, Lori Vallow's 7-year-old adopted son, who was unalived in 2019, say they are blindsided and heartbroken by the efforts of Vallow's defense team to ban them from her trial. Her and her husband, Chad Daybell, allegedly unalived JJ and Tylee Ryan, as well as Daybell's ex-wife, Tammy Daybell, between September and October 2019. Vallow's trial is scheduled, as we know, to begin on April 3rd. An Idaho judge, Stephen Boyce, called a hearing Thursday to determine whether Kay and Larry Woodcock, let me get rid of that, who are witnesses in the case, could sit on in the proceedings. There we go. One more. Okay, so we appreciate the outpouring of love and support from all of you. After yesterday's hearing, we were completely blindsided and heartbroken at the arguments made, saying we were not JJ's grandparents and should not be considered victims in this case. The Woodcock said in a Thursday statement shared by their attorney, Shannon Gray. So yeah, Shannon Gray is the same lawyer that is working for the Gone Calves in the Idaho 4 trial. So if that name sounds familiar, grandparents. How does that work? How are they not grandparents just because the father gave up rights? JJ's biological father is Kay Woodcock's son. Kay and Larry Woodcock cared for JJ until 2013, when Kay's brother, Lori Vallows' late husband, Charles Vallow, agreed to adopt the then 1-year-old boy. Arizona officials in June 2021 indicted Vallow in Charles unaliving. Sure did, right? These two, like, I tell you what, they just leave bodies everywhere, don't they?
This game, you're not ready for.
And when we're talking kids, everyone's going to be passionate.
The mother of 2 missing Idaho children will be sent back to that state to face charges now connected to their disappearance.
Investigators say there's plenty of evidence Vallow deserted her kids, but no sign of their whereabouts.
The children haven't been seen since September.
Can you tell me where your kids are? Where are your kids?
He said, I feel like the plans can't move on until the spouses are gone. It's got Satan's MO all over it.
She threatened to murder you?
Yes.
What?
Gunshot wound to the chest. Mom, I want to talk to you. I need this to end for you. I need this to end for all of us.
Lori Vallow, the mom whose name is now forever synonymous with the cult mom. But aside from all of the media circus and the hoopla surrounding Lori Vallow and her many dead husbands and the dead bodies piling up around her, the big question, will we ever see murder charges? Will there ever be justice for JJ and Tylee? This is,
as we know, yes. So I'm going to go back here, and I thought it would do that, so let's go in here. This was just recent, was it not? So, okay. Upon the terms of their adoption of JJ, the Vallows agreed that Kay Woodcock and her husband, Larry Woodcock, could be present in the boy's life as his mama and papa. And the Woodcocks previously told Fox Digital News that they have always been in his life. They're the ones that raised the flag when they couldn't get a hold of JJ. They go to visit their grandson, whom they previously described to Fox News Digital as energetic, ingestive, and friendly. Often after the adoption, even as Charles and Lori moved around the country in their 13 years of marriage. So we recognize this, don't we?
It's cancer. We're gonna fight this together.
We'll just let that play through. This is going to be an interesting case, I tell you what. So we did do on my other channel a live last night. Should check it out.
On both counts that have been brought against you.
Oh, the
And when
cannibal on the Greyhound.
we go
Let me get through this.
$1 million. The underlying charge here is destruction, alteration, and concealment of evidence. And the allegation is the evidence was human remains of 2 different people.
Cult mom Lori Vallows' husband, Chad Daybell, charged and held on a $1 million bail. This, her family confirmed, the remains.
Why would they give bail at all?
On what actually caused the child's death may not be evidence of it. If it was soft tissue injury, for example, if I hate to say this, it's so graphic, but if the children were shot or stabbed, that evidence may very well still be there. But if they were killed in some other manner, it's going to be very difficult to say exactly what that was. And so that what that means is it'll be very difficult to determine exactly who killed them. And the law is going to require, in order to prove that they committed murder, that they actually committed the murder, that they actually did it, and who did what is going to be necessary to determine.
I did hear a report earlier that he was a former grave digger. So you suggested
Brutal, former grave digger. So we continue to be victimized by Lori every single day, living life without JJ, Tylee, and Charles. Then again, by possibly denying us the chance to be the face in the courtroom seeking justice for them, we made a promise over 3 years ago to Tylee and JJ to see justice prevail, and we will fight until we have exhausted all options to keep that promise. Wow. Their new attorney, who also represented the family of the University Idaho murder victim Kaylee Goncalves, filed a motion to allow the Woodcocks to attend Vallows' trial on Friday, according to Fox 10 reporter Justin Loom. There is nothing about the presence of the victims at the trial that would affect the defendant in any possible way. So he wrote that down in the filing. This one here. Gray argues that JJ has no immediate family aside from Lori Vallow, who is accused of unaliving him and his biological grandparents. Gray continues that JJ has no immediate family aside from Lori Vallow, who is accused of him, and his grandparents. A Fremont County grand jury initially issued indictments against Vallow and Daybell in May of 2021 on 2 counts of first-degree unaliving. How does a person ever get that way? Like, what the hell was going through their minds? You know, you read this, and I tend to stumble. Even though I know this case very well, I tend to stumble because I just can't believe people would actually do this kind of thing. And they're not even smart about it. We learned all about electronic trails in the Murdoch case, didn't we? So they were missing for months when police say the couple lied about the children's whereabouts and then slipped away to Hawaii before their remains were found. Now, they were found on Daybell's property. Imagine that, right? Vallow and Daybell, who married in November 2019, allegedly collected JJ and Tylee's Social Security benefits between October 1st, 2019 and January 22nd, 2020. After they were both put in the ground by these monsters. The couple were indicted in May 2021 on multiple counts of conspiracy to commit first degree and grand theft by deception, first degree, and conspiracy to commit first degree related to the deaths of Tylee, JJ, and Chad Daybell's ex-wife. So what do you think? Are the grandparents going to get in to see this trial, the grandmother especially? Or do you think that she's going to miss a lot of it? Let me see here. So this is the grandparents. And I mean, I'm sure they're just devastated. Just devastated. Of course, we know where this is. They were found here at Chad Daybell's property. I think this is quite interesting. I had to bring it up just because isn't that the two sides that we're seeing? I like these ones. Just basically, it's a little bit more natural. You can see their personalities a bit more, right? Just beautiful. And everybody says how much Tylee just loved JJ. And this here is the oldest son that we've been talking about. So how does a mother get to this point? Sick and twisted. So again, Monday morning, if I'll get out to you whatever I can, starting on Monday. Like I said, they're not allowing video or recording in there at this point. So there's that, right? Let's put it here for now. So let's hope that the grandparents are able to get their wish. I mean, they are the grandparents. I don't know how the law is going to look at this. I have no idea, but they obviously loved him. So I hate to see any more people hurt due to these people trying to save their own butts. So guys, thanks ever so much for stepping in. I will keep my eyes peeled. There is a couple other cases that I'm looking at right now. So I'll put one or two of them out either tonight or tomorrow, and we'll go over that together. So guys, you have a great evening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.